Still have some requests of joining the meeting, so if I'm distracted a little bit, so I'm approving someone, but I'm going to start anyway. So welcome everyone to our first monthly meeting. By the way, is the audio okay or is it messed up? You write me in the chat if I'm clear enough. Okay, nice. Okay. So as I previously explained, so we have four major points for this meeting. It's our first meeting, and I'm gonna start right away with the group update. So I said in the videos that I'm turning the group into a paid one because of spam. So I block spammers with credit card requests, but I think I'm gonna keep it. I'm not doing it right now. Simple reason is I want the maximum people to join us, but I will increase the due diligence process when someone apply to join the group. So if you know someone or you yourself, please update your caption or your bio in the group in a photo, so we know that there is someone with a real project behind the membership, not spammy one. And I will try to go through the members and try to contact them to update their bio and name and photo. That's number one. Number two is the Apps Growth Summit. Um, so so I was there today. One small feedback is let's start with learning. The learning is there is a major presentation by someone I know in LinkedIn. I can't remember his name, but it's about the building a community for your project. And the example was a niche app. It's a football app for small, for not the professional league, but for the amateur league, where they share news about very small teams in private WhatsApp groups, and they grow the community in WhatsApp, and they share the news from the app in WhatsApp to drive growth. And I think, guys, you know that football fans are crazy. Like they are highly engaged and they love their teams. This is learning number one. Build a community with an emotional connection to the subject uh, your project is dealing with. I don't know, pregnant women, uh, couple life, you name it. So it's better to have a community around your project to drive growth. Other than that, there is some scan network updates or scan networks hacks that I'm going to post in the next days in the group in a format of videos. There is a project where you can receive your scan postbacks from Apple in your own dashboard instead of the MMP, which is a good thing if you know how to manipulate the data or read the data. Someone wrote something in the chat. Yeah, it's Max from pre-match. Yeah, that's the app. I think someone from the group told me to go to that presentation. That's why I went to the presentation. So back to the post-back data. So that's a very interesting project. I didn't test it yet because I just drove back from the event. Other than that, the feedback about the event is most of the people in the event are head of marketing, marketing manager, uh, and it's mostly people with jobs, but not real app developers with real projects. So companies with big budgets. I mm, I felt that there is a lot of people. This category is like 70-80% of the people. Yes, they own apps, but they own big budgets. I mean, they can try anything. So for me or you as someone with a small budget, small project, there is nothing to say. If you want, like, hey, we spend 10K to drive traffic and improve the conversion rate. Okay, yeah, you can do it. So I'm going to send an email feedback to the event. At least 30% of speakers should be solopreneur with their own tips and hacks, how they build their project, There is, for example, a couple of guys that I saw with Steve's webinar or call. The guy with the Poof app, he's building his app as a solopreneur using TikTok viral videos only, no paid ads. But he turned on paid ads after he got some money with the app. And there is the Ethan from Parallel Live app. He's only working by himself, and he just posted video on Instagram Reels and how to fake um, an Instagram live and look like you are famous and get access to places and get free perks from restaurants and stuff like that. So there is a lot of examples in the world that they can call to present their work instead of corporates and people with a lot of money. So this is my feedback about the event. I hope that they improve over time and at least I met a couple of, for example, I met a couple of solo developers with people growing their own apps, and uh, so either they have small budget or they don't know how to do marketing, and they were in the event, and you have really to connect with each person and ask them what they do until you find a couple of these people, because those people have relevant experience that they can share. How you start small and grow it. But if you have a lot of money, you can grow it. It's no brainer. You will grow the app. So I have nothing to learn from you, let's say. So this is my feedback about the event. So I think we should go to the yeah. So this is the questions you guys submitted. Like, it's amazing. There is a lot of questions. So before I go to questions, any questions about the first two slides, the group update and the event? Like, raise your hand and or write in the chat if you don't want to speak. And let's answer a couple of questions before I move to these questions from the Zoom call. So any questions in the chat? No questions? Maybe I should move on. Okay. So I'm going to answer the first question. Let's see. I didn't check yet. Want to know how I can turn my apps into a business? I like the question because it's very basic. And it's basically my answer is add a paywall to your app if you have enough volume in downloads, or even if you don't have volume in download, just add the paywall. It doesn't hurt. It's fine. And start tracking your data. So it's adding the paywall and start tracking the data and improve. We have a lot of knowledge in the group, and you can start improving your app based on that data. You can ask questions in the group. We will answer them. So a small pause before I go to the next question. We have the Q&A. We have the Q&A session. Later on, you have to ask your question and I will answer. I don't want to end the call without any questions. So prepare your questions before I get to the fourth slide or fifth slide. So question number 2 is, we have someone late coming in. So question number 2, hear about anything, maybe information, Google Ads on iOS, web to app specifically, how to set up, what service to use, how to track users more accurate. Okay, so this is like a big question. You need a separate video for it. But I personally use Firebase conversions imported into Google Ads conversions, and I use these to optimize uh, the campaigns. I always start campaign for in-app event. So it's download with users that will run specific in-app event like start trial. This is how we do it, but with scan network and the limitations, of course, you will have data reporting issue. That's normal, and you have to live with it. Unless if you want to do more advanced stuff, you can track with coupon codes or something like that to get a deeper reporting if you are really crazy about the data. But if you have a small budget, you can really start with the Google Ads and Firebase conversions. Maybe add an MMP like Apps Flyer to report also some conversions that Firebase, not Fire, yes, Firebase Mist. So that's it. Of course, this recording will be posted in the group and subject to more comments and discussions, which is why I want to record it at the first place. Uh, Question in the chat from how to make money by communication app. Okay, IP calls or something like that. What do you mean by communication apps? I think I saw this like WhatsApp. Okay, you can do like there is an app called Boteam. It's targeting. It's the official app uh in UAE. Uh, yeah, Andrew, I'm going to yeah, Andrew, I will get to your question by the end of the QA slide and see what you wrote. I saw what you wrote, but I will answer it. So back to WhatsApp, please download an app called Boteam. It's it's the official one in UAE, and they have a pretty good model where you can see how they monetize the premium subscription. It's an app like WhatsApp, but they are trying to bring it to the WeChat level. So it's a mega app. Go check it out, and you can learn a lot on how you to monetize with subscription. Fahim? So back to the next question. Is it worth to buy ratings or reviews for newly launched app to help page view, download conversion rate? What are good tools and techniques to measure the impact to creative to measure impact of the creatives on the page view download rate? Okay, so let's start from the end here. So page view the download rate in Apple, you have to use CPP, CPP custom product pages, and you drive specific traffic to specific CPPs, and each custom product page is promoting one of your main features you want to market or do marketing for, and that will help increase your conversion rates, page view to download rate. Back to the other point, which is buy rating and reviews for newly launched apps to help page view download. Buy rating and reviews, it's dangerous. No, don't do it. But if you want to buy something, it's buy uh, app install uh, app installs from a service called Ace Award, but not more than 20 downloads per day per keyword. That way you can fake downloads to go to a search result position, but you need to be very careful with the keywords. Don't go into highly competitive keywords. You have to research your keywords with less competition, and then you can use the ISO word to buy installs in a specific country for specific keywords to gain a little bit of visibility, organic visibility. So this is the third. So far, which have you found the most reliable source of keyword app install? It's the same. Okay, it's the same. It's Optimize is almost the same, Adam. I think it's the same thing, right? I personally use Ace Award. So I'm only using one. Uh, Optimize, I never used it. Keyword install, we just covered. Any course offered on the pipeline? Pipeline is full, yes. I'm working on the Google Ads course. And okay, it's a good question. How much, guys, are you willing to pay for a Google Ads course? Write in the chat. You don't have to say it. If I create a course, you want it for free, or how much are you willing to pay? Because it will take a lot of time. What is a good price? $100. Okay. It is $100 per week. What do you mean? 99. Okay. So the acceptable price is 100. Okay, I see. Okay. Yeah, okay, I see the point. So someone asked, why do you attend these app conference? Are they worth it? So for the events, you don't have to see it as an instant worth it or not, but it's more like long-term relationships that you build in these events because the apps community is small anyway, and it's hard to connect with people online. So it's better to build a real life relationship and then bring it to the online, like follow up later on. It's much, you can get along really fast if you know someone face to face in a conference. And conferences are good to build relationships. This is most important. Relationships, number one. Number two, learning. There is, I go to a lot of conferences. Maybe I can learn only one thing that I can improve revenue, improve conversion rate for myself. You never know. So next, ways to work on user retention. Okay, for this, you have different possibilities. You can go back to my video with Steve where I explained how you can use AppHud automations. I'm writing this in the chat. So I'm writing you this in the chat so you can Google it. But if you want to sign up, let me know. I can send you my referral link at least. Uh, so AppHud will offer you different out-of-the-box automations where you can send discounts to the user. So if he cancel the trial, you can send him push notification with an offer. Uh, if he cancel his subscription, you can send him another push. So you define a lot of automations to contact the users when they do something specific in your app. Uh, Maybe you send him a discount one day after he did not sign up for your product. So stuff like that. So there is a lot of out of the box automations. Next, which is how to increase the rate of conversions to standard price on my free trial. Conversions to standard. So trial to conversion. What tool do you use in the target region? Okay, so I'm gonna ask for the first part. I'll answer the first part. Trial to conversion, try to do a hard paywall. This is a test I'm confirming lately, like with data. If I force the user to sign up for a trial, and then he will use my app. So after signing up to the trial, the app will be in a premium setup. He will use the app in its fullest potential in all the features. So he'll know if he can enjoy it or not, and then continue or not. Even if he cancels right away after opting in, you know that you are offering him the full experience with the trial. So at the end of the trial, this guy will come back if he like the app. And I saw this a lot in my app right now. I have a hard paywall. There is no way you use the app without you being inside one of my products subscriptions. You should be at least in a free trial. Once you are in a free trial, you can use the full features of the app with unlimited use, and then you can either cancel or continue. I mean, the easiest way to find a co-founder is to to go to events. Three are for the trial is three are fine. It's, because most of the users will never open your app the day two. So you don't have to be very fancy about the trial period. Three are fine, and they are enough. If your use case deliver results instantly, there is no waiting time. It's not using the app to do something long term in it. 3 days are fine to test the full period or to test your app full features. What tools do you use to identify target regions, excluding USA for each app site from Sensor Tower? This one is pretty easy. You can see the search results in Google. So I use app, uh, I forgot the name, but it's keyword planner in AdWords and Google Ads. You can switch the region and see if this you can switch the and see if there is a search or this problem is being searched in that particular region, and decide if it's worth it to localize, translate the app, translate the listing, change the screenshots, change the title. You can make a decision about that once you see the data. I think that was the last question. Any more questions in the chat? Write them down now. I'm going to give you 2 minutes until you write your questions, and then I will go to the next, which is the live Q&A. I will answer your questions in the Q&A. I'm going to wait for 2 minutes for your questions. Yeah. I feel you, Andrew. We'll go through your question, no worries. So for Fahim, you can send me a direct message in the group in school. For creating amazing visual and screenshots for the App Store, I simply go to Fiverr. There is a lot of people over there. They can do anything for you. Go to Fiverr and search for App Store screenshots, and they will find a lot of them for $5 to $50 based on your budget. You just have to prepare some examples for them to follow, and that's it. Now I'm going to share Andrew question. I'm going to stop sharing for a minute so I can open the group. Andrew question. So I'm sharing back my screen now. So write me in the chat if you can see the screen again. Yeah, okay. Andrew, you wrote a visa application, not a question. So English, okay, English learning app built in Flutter, and then you have no SDKs. That's the problem. 4 goals: awesome onboarding, performing paywall. You can reverse this. Or you can add the paywall right away as a first iteration. You don't have to ship everything at the same time. You can work on the paywall, ship it out, update, make it a hard paywall so you can force the parent to opt in at least for your trial to start using the app, and they get everything unlocked so kids will like it. Revenue cut. For what? For the paywall? Yeah, revenue cut is good, but I would use revenue cut SDK, but not for the visuals. But if you can't really deliver a native view from your side, you can start quick with revenue cut default paywalls, and then make your own, build it your own, which is a smart way to go around this problem, because you can't really build a native view if you have in a very quick time. So it's better to have it done with revenue cut paywalls and then migrate slowly. Of course, you will have to run a lot of A/B testing for the pricing. Uh, this is about the paywall. For the onboarding. Shouldn't be that hard as onboarding. I think one screen is enough to communicate what your app is doing. But if you need to collect reviews, like I told you in the previous command, is the good thing is you can copy what Riz app is doing. I'm gonna write it in this chat. So what Riz app is doing is get a 5 stars review from the onboarding. You can see how they are doing. It's amazing because most of the people will get crazy and angry when they see your paywall. So asking them for a review later on is not a good idea. But if you ask them before showing them that they have to pay, maybe they are a good mood to give you 5 stars. See how they do it in this app. It's good. Yeah, the marketing you should. This is not. This is on a later step. If you see that your paywall is performing very well with your onboarding, you can crank up the spend here and add more money. But doesn't hurt to keep the organic content you are doing. Keep doing that. It's good. And once these two are working, you can start pushing more traffic with paid ads. What are the someone is late? What are the essential things that will make the most impact for me in those four? So I already explained this. So onboarding and rating and reviews are the same. So if you follow the Riz app model, then you have the paywall. So these three are important. You keep going doing the content organically until you have a successful conversion rate in paywall. How do you know it is successful or not? We can speak about that later on. What are the essential things? Okay, so this analytics, you can add Firebase and mixed panel. I'm writing this. So for event tracking and Firebase also. So you can send both. Smart look for video recording. I mean, if you are looking for your how much do the number of rating reviews influence the page view to download rate? A lot, like a lot. It's better to have that. I like having the 1K review, so it will give a lot of trust. I know that you are promoting your app in the case A mainly, so it's better to have people there to review your app and write how they see the benefits of your app. So collector reviews in case A should be easy. People love giving reviews. They don't have problem with that. Uh, not sure why. Okay. This Firebase part is important. I can tell you why, because you can hide stuff from the review process. So, for example, the hard paywall, you can't do it and send the app to review with Apple. They will reject your build because your app is forcing people to pay. So you can, with remote config, you can hide the close button from the cloud. So you can disable it. So when the app is in the review process, you will display the X, the close button. Once it's out, you can enable it back. So and it's hidden. And then you have a hard paywall for your app. That's what remote config is for. And if you want to also to roll out a new feature safely, so you have a complete new feature, you can roll it out to 10% of your audience. So if there is any problem, you can disable it back. If it's fine, you can enable it for 100% of your audience. And this is what remote config is useful for too. Marketing information, TikTok SDK. TikTok SDK, you don't need it for ads. I think it's fine. You can run TikTok ads without SDK. But for Facebook SDK, you need it. But what you need for is you can add it without running ads. So you tell Facebook to collect data until you have enough money to run ads on it. So you let Facebook learn about your audience before running ads because they will keep collecting data about your audience, which is a good thing. Next, apps flyer MMP for TikTok. Yeah, you should add apps flyer into your app using their SDK, and you group the event tracking from apps flyer with your current analytics, which is mixed panel and Firebase. So you have basically one thing to track, but three SDKs to call with each event. Firebase tracking, mixed panel tracking for raw events, and apps flyer tracking. So each event should be sent to the three at the same time. And then paywall A/B testing. This is part of the package with the revenue cut. Once you have revenue cut inside, you can A/B test the pricing. The paywall itself, I think you can. I'm not sure. I have to check. But the main point of having A/B test is testing the pricing. What is pre-selected? For example, if you are displaying weekly and monthly, weekly and yearly, you can test weekly pre-selected versus monthly, yearly pre-selected. You can test. You can see a lot of weird results. That it's simply psychology of people, and they behave in a specific way when you display something first and something pre-selected, something more expensive and something less expensive. So you have to test and go through the different things. But there is a lot of work ahead of you to make this work perfectly. Okay, I have another question. What's the reason for differing analytics SDK? Why just Firebase analytics is not enough? So it depends. So Firebase analytics is hard to export. For example, if you want to add, if you want, Mixpanel will help you build the funnel of your app to see from which view to which view. I think you can do it with Google Analytics, but it's more complex. With Mixpanel, it's easier to do. And then Apps Flyer is the MMP to send data back to TikTok. And Firebase is just part of the package since you have remote config. You just it's Google Analytics tracking that you can easily open from your phone app to see what's happening. That's the main purpose of having three. I have six or seven in different projects. So it depends on the project. Sometimes it's sometimes it's six or seven. Fahim in his communication app. Okay, so yeah, we have two parts. First one is finish 7%. We want to go beyond all other communication apps. So now I need a smart co-founder or investor. Okay, everyone is seeing this. So if you want to co-found this app with Fahim, contact him. Yeah, Fahim, post it in the group and maybe someone will like the idea and partner with you. But I think you already posted this in the group. Maybe follow up with the people who commented for you and see if they are interested. That's it from my side. Any other questions, guys? Google Ads CTR product view to download. Okay. So Google Ads CTR, it depends because if you are into a search context, it may be 7% in app. If you are into a video creative context, 0.6, 0.8, maximum 1% CTR. If you are in context of display ads, those banners in different apps, maybe 0.3, 0.2%. So there is no rule, it depends on the creative in the context. Product view to download percentage. So this is also depending on how traffic sources you are sending to your app. So if I'm sending a lot of organic, I don't know, there is like push traffic. You will see a lot of traffic, but only a small number of people downloading your app. So there is no rule. Sometimes if you send a lot of Google Ads traffic, like very good traffic, you will see conversion rate of 30%, 45%. So it depends really on the quality of the traffic. So there is no Target benchmark, it depends on your channel and where you are sending traffic from. Any other questions, guys? Okay. Nikita said, we are facing cancellation rate more than 50% after the trial. What are the ways to address this? I see 90% cancellation rate after trial. I think it's not a big deal if you see this, but you can counter it with forcing with a hard paywall and see what happens. You have to build a new app today. What would you be building? Satya asked this. I mean, I don't have an app idea right now because I'm working on different projects, but what I would do is check the Google search volume and keyword tool again. This is what I always do if I'm looking for inspiration. My videos are in the group already, Satya. I don't know if you saw them. Um, you can go there and see how I do research. ETA for your Google Ads course. Unknown. It's unknown. Some countries, it seems they can't pay, like Algeria. Yeah, Andrew, you have to deal with that, but they can because there is Apple prepaid. They just close for those countries. No, you don't close. Just keep it for you just keep the app, add your onboarding, ask for reviews. Maybe for those countries, reduce the price because some people can buy the prepaid Apple Store cards and Google Play cards, so they can load credit into their accounts and buy your service. I don't think it's an excuse. I mean, everyone. Okay, I see what you mean. Andrew, it's not simply not your problem, believe me. Unless you want to offer an offline service where they pay you with a bank transfer and you enable their login and password in the app, which is a lot of friction in your press or in your process, believe me. Nikita said, we are working right now, including AI in the app, but it seems using API are too costly. Do you have any idea using it in budget? Uh, AI like what? Image generator, you mean, or chatbot? Yeah, that's expensive. There is diffusion, I think. Let me check my notes. Yeah, yeah, it's check these two services. Maybe they offer a less expensive generative API. I don't recommend using any uh, any agency for your Google Ads. You need to start yourself. What's your niche, Paramod? Paramod, what's your niche? What's your app niche? Can you tell us? Education. Okay. If you want, I can take a look and give you some direction if it's really spoken English. So it's the same as Andrew, I guess. I mean, this is a good coincidence. You can both network. My enemy. Yeah, okay. Competition is good, but the market is very big. Ah, okay. I mean, this is much better, so adult can have money to pay. Okay, it's cool. Yeah, let's take a look, Pramod, if you want to do that. Send me a message in the group. Any other questions, guys? Should we consider this meeting done? No more questions? You are welcome, Andrew. Thank you all. Okay. Then that's it then. I will stop the recording and post this video to the group uh, as soon as I can. Yeah. Thank you too, Fahim. That's it then. Thank you guys.